So, what's the latest? Learn anything interesting while you were exploring?
They were working on some weird stuff towards the end. Trying to engineer new bodies and store their minds inside computers.
Failure after failure. It must have been hard for them.
I worry about it too. I mean, they say there's something in here that'll help us. But what is it? Why is it locked up if it's exactly what we need?
I don't know. Maybe it's dangerous. Maybe they wanted to make sure only you could reach it.
That's the other question. What makes me so special?
I guess we'll know once we open the door. Hey, I hope it's not uncomfortable for me to ask, but what happened with Lucy?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
No, it's fine. I really don't know. I was talking to my dad about it. It's hard to say. I mean, Juno definitely took control, but I think I agreed to it on some level. I think I let her in. No. That's not right. It wasn't her. Not exactly. It was more like a program. Does that sound weird? It showed me things.
What'd you see?
That if I didn't stop Lucy, Sturka would get the apple. And we'd all be dead.
I still don't understand why she turned on us.
I'm sure she thought she was doing the right thing.
I gotta get back to work. You might want to do the same.
Unbelievable.
What's up?
Your politicians are constantly referencing the Founding Fathers and insisting they must have been in support of one thing or another. I have never seen such a blatant disregard for history.
That's just typical political propaganda.
It's also dishonest and delusional. How can anyone claim to know what these people wanted based off scraps of paper and wishful thinking?
They're looking for intent. What these men envision for our country and its future.
Idealistic and unlikely. I don't think most of your presidents and senators and judges care what the founders thought. They just want to know how they can bend old words to achieve modern goals. Who cares if they were deists or theists or wanted a central bank? Why do people need the validation? What should matter is what you, as an individual, believe, and why you believe it. What, are we so insecure that we have to find 18th century letters to validate our beliefs? Oh, look, Mum, a dead man agreed with me. Maybe. If you transpose the letters in his shopping list, you can plainly see he was on my side.
Jesus, Sean. That's a cynical way to look at it.
Doesn't make it less true. I keep trying to understand how men like Washington and Jefferson dedicate their lives to the pursuit of liberty and equality, yet have no problem owning slaves. It's hypocritical in the extreme, and your history books make only passing mention of the subject, as if it were of little consequence.
They had a war to win. Country's future to secure. How could they deal with all these issues at the same time?
Spoken like a true apologist. We hear it today, too, that matters of civil rights and equality must wait. There are conflicts to settle, economies to salvage. What do any of these things matter if the people are not free and equal? All of them. I wish there was a way for us to share what we learn from the Animus with others. Imagine being able to accurately answer questions about the past, or experience lost civilizations.
But how would you cite it? We can't just reveal the machine's existence to the world.
Why not?
Desmond's right. It would be dangerous. And we still haven't found a way to manage the bleeding effect.
Maybe when we're done saving the world, we can look into it.
Even if we do manage to stave off the apocalypse, it's not like the Templars are simply going to disappear. I suspect our fight will continue long after this latest battle is finished. Oh, look at the time. Oh, doesn't time fly? Look, I think it's best we get you back in the Animus, hmm?
Come on, son, we got work to do.
What is a fact? Is it fixed? Immutable? Certain certain in its existence and only awaiting discovery? Or might it be changed? Here we learned the answer, and thought that it might save us. They were used to command, to control, to own. But we soon discovered another use. When enough sat in thrall and were told to believe, their thoughts took on form. What was imagined became real. If 100 minds could wish away a wall or create a tree, what might 1,000 do? 10,000? More? Might we change the consensus and will the threat away? We resolved to send one into the sky where it might illuminate us all. Once placed, a sentence would be uttered. Make us safe. In this way, we would change the consensus. We would save the world. But it never came to be. We sent a dozen of them skyward, but there was no way to maintain control, to direct the beam, to enthrall the world, to speak the words. Though this was strange and dangerous, what we tried next was worse. Our first instinct was to travel back, to change the past. But we could not find a way. But forward, we could look forward. And so here we sought to see beyond ourselves, and know what was to come. First we wanted to learn if our work would succeed. But the answer was always the same. So we moved on to other things. But she remained. The one you call Minerva. In time, she too stopped looking, and instead began to speak. She called out across time, in the hopes that you might be saved. She hid messages where none might find them, save for you and those within this place.
Fascinating.
Tired of it. The cryptic warnings, the threats. Just tell us what you want!
But they are. We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Imagine trying to explain all this to a 2-year-old, to a grasshopper. When they said the will of the gods was unknowable, they meant it. Literally.
I killed her, you know. I killed Lucy.
It was the apple, son. It was Juno.
I saw what she was. What would happen if I let her live? I could have stopped myself. I mean, there was a force there. But I didn't have to. I chose to.
Desmond.
Lucy was going to betray us and take the apple back to Abstergo. I saw the satellite launched. I saw them turn it on, and then it failed. Whatever's on the other side of that door, it benefits Juno. We need to be careful.
怎么？哦，他看待头头一种真的怪怪的，会自己莫名其妙去爬墙。
I'm telling you, there's something down here.
Don't be daft.
I don't know, maybe they were sleeping or something and we woke them. Some kind of cryogenics? Or hibernation? I mean, how do we know what the hell they were doing down here?
They were working on a bunch of different solutions, but nothing worked. Just went from one to the next, and then... I don't know. They must have left at some point. After the end.
I wonder what the world would be like if they'd succeeded.
I'm more concerned about what it'll be like if we don't.
Salvation. They found a way. Too late for them. But not for you. Sealed. To protect it. Though now it bars your way. Find the key. The past will tell.
OK， 我想上厕所。 Yo.
Oh, look at that. I found a third power source.
Already?
It popped up in an earlier search, but I've only just managed to confirm it.
Where?
There's a museum in Cairo with one on display.
I guess Connor will have to wait.
No, you stay. We need to find that key, and time is running out. I'll make the trip.
What about Cross?
Everything's going to be fine. I'll be back soon.
Ready when you are, Desmond.
Winter approaches. The air is still and sharp with grim expectation. The others sense it too and go about their work with uncommon urgency. I would like to help them, but more pressing matters now demand my attention. The Templars have targeted George Washington directly, and will not rest until he is dead. I had hoped to shield him from this knowledge, but Thomas Hickey ended any hope I had of staying silent. And so I have resolved to share everything I know, of the Templars and their plots, of who I really am. Achilles finds fault in this, and we argue every day, but there is simply too much now at stake to maintain restraint.
Wow, 好诡異啊！
Don't do this, Connor!
Then what would you propose we do? Sit and watch while the Templars take control? We are sworn to stop them, or have you forgotten?
Assassins are meant to be quiet, precise. We do not go announcing conspiracies from the rooftops to all who pass by.
Who are you to lecture anyone? You locked yourself away in this crumbling heap and gave up on the Brotherhood entirely. Since the day I arrived, you've done nothing but discourage me. And on the rare occasions you've chosen to help, you've done so little, you may as well have done nothing at all.
How dare you!
Then tell me, on whose watch did the Brotherhood falter? Whose inaction allowed the Templar Order to grow so large that it now controls an entire nation?
If I sought to dissuade you, it was because you knew nothing. If I was reluctant to contribute, it was because you were naive. 1,000 times you would have died and taken God knows how many with you. Let me tell you something, Connor. Life is not a fairy tale, and there are no happy endings.
No. Not when men like you are left in charge.
In your haste to save the world, boy, take care you don't destroy it. Ha!
Giờ係真企屈。 痛别意。
Where is your leader?
You'll never get to him. He's surrounded by twice as many men, twice as tough as this lot.
这个之后再来，这我都是自己来好了。哦，哦，跑起来了。
Have you taken leave of your senses? Leave me! Back, I say! Keep at them! Teach them a lesson! Yes, well done! Dry goods, feed, salt, and other products available in bulk from Scotland. Best prices, guaranteed.
哦，东区在这了。
You having a bit of fun at my expense? The Mercury, proudly serving New York since 1752. The New York Mercury, get it here!
文件。
Beaver, fox, or wolfskin, whatever fur suits you, we have. The finest hats and gloves, only at Bean on Allen Street. Furniture, shutters, paneling, wooden tiles, and more. And
痒痒的。
utter nonsense, the load of it! Coming through, coming through! Out of the way, you puppet! The oppression will end! We've waited long enough!
Rise above such oppression!
Enemy way! Enemy way! The oppressor!
The bloody lunatics need a lesson! I'm not sitting here like
No more excuses! You cannot keep us all of your life!
那好硬。啊！
Please, I'm a peaceable man. Please.
哦他。 是吧？当 bug。
Where's your mother?
Follow me.
I guess you want a beating.
Phải đã.
Leave.
That wasn't necessary. I can handle myself. When he returns, he'll try and give me twice the thrashing.
Why would you stay with such a man?
This is my house and business. It's my tailoring that paid for this place. I'll take his drunken buffoonery over leaving behind what I built.
If I told you there was another place where you could live and work, free of him, would you consider it?
The catch?
No catch. Our village is growing and in need of all forms of trade. Just business and a new life.
I'll come and see if what you say is true.
Merseyside Saddlers wishes it to be known a great clearing of leather infantry shall take place this Friday. Come equip your dobbin with the best for less. For the best rates in transatlantic shipping, contact Wells
Salute.
Let us worry about the details while you get down to business. The New York Morning Post. A penny's worth indeed.
冲他，画大脚。没看过那么会爬的男人呢。
To win a 5-night stay in our finest facility.
These men have been found guilty of treason and conspiracy. Crimes punishable by death.
They didn't do nothing! Please stop!
You're in my sight, the sweetheart!
Beat them in Jesus,
Thank you. Thank you ever so much.
Such deplorable conduct!
Ride in comfort, for the finest sleds in America. Get ye to William the First.
So you're the man taking up arms in our part of the city. Glad to be hearing it.
The military seems to be controlling this area.
Yeah, martial law has been declared. For what purposes, I do not know. But there's not a need. I do what I can, but it's hard.
I may be able to help.
Very well. I need information on the man responsible for this. He has men all over the place. Corrupt redcoats. Maybe you can get them to talk. Hello, friend. The martial law is quite the same. You are needing to start making an impact.
blind cuddy?
Adult, hey, love, are you crossing?
Is there a reason you're acting the blind cuddy? These men have been found guilty of treason and conspiracy. Crimes punishable by death.
They didn't do nothing! Thank you. Thank you ever so much. This is just thing you've done.
Snow has you buried in your places to be. Heat flies, where do you think you're going? Has your you idiot! You come back here, you mad maggot! Wait, right there!
有人蛮小的啊。突然间蹦出了一堆。
Day, Connor. I left some bolts of fine silk in my old home. They are very valuable, but I don't think it wise I return there. Someone might wind up dead. I was hoping you could retrieve them for me if you had time.
minute, my friend?
Is it coming, Big Dave? You make any progress on the knife? I would like to give it to Miriam soon.
The steel Norris smelted is something else. I've rarely seen such fine metal. The trouble is my old tools aren't hard enough to work at. The ones I need aren't hard to find. A shop or two in New York sell them at a good price. I'd do it myself, but with the regulars after my head, I'll stay here safe and sound.
I have matters to attend to in New York. I will see to it the next time I journey there.
Sounds good.
Excuse me. Might I impose upon the kindness in your heart to give bed and board to a weary traveler?
Oh, traveler from where?
Across an ocean. London.
English!
Rest assured, I'm not the king's man. A great kindness. Bless you.
We work hard for what we have here, old man. What is it you do exactly?
I wish to provide God for those who seek his salvation, not spoon-feed his word to those who already have their own. An outlook not shared by the monarchy.
Lord knows some of us have things to confess.
Ollie and I have been missing our Sunday Mass.
I'd like Maria to read the Bible. I'm sure if we all pitched in, we could build a church. If you'd be our pastor. Connor?
Welcome, Minister... Father Timothy. Good evening, Connor. Bless you. This will build a fine place of worship. The start.
I don't mean to be a bother, but I wanted to ask you something. When my cart went up in flames, I lost most of my tools. I've got some spares back at my shop in Boston, but as you know, I'm not really welcome around there. I thought if it wasn't too much trouble, you could help me retrieve them?
What would you have me do?
Watch my back while I gather them. Meet me in Boston at my old shop.
Okay.
What's he got this time? Let me see, let me see. You addled boy? That's not near enough!
Good to see you.
Where are liberties? This is just like in your own country. This is no longer
Been trying to avoid eye contact with my old neighbors. So far, so good. I'm so worried now you're here.
How are you doing otherwise?
Oh, all right, I suppose. Things never really go as planned. But that's life.
Really? How do you mean?
You know, you make a plan and it all goes awry and nothing gets better, only slightly different.
Sounds like you have had a string of misfortune. It will pass.
What are you doing here?
Sweeping my steps, if it please you.
Since when are these your steps?
Since I bought them 3 weeks ago.
From who?
The owner, via his apprentice. Owner shipped off out of town. What's it to you?
I am the owner?
Not anymore, mate. Sorry. Better sort things out with your apprentice. He's often at the pub over there, but I'm sure you already knew that.
Patrick. Patrick! What gave you the right to sell my shop?
Well, you were run out of town. I thought you'd never come back, so I sold it all. The shop, the tools. It's rough luck. Anyway, it's been great chatting, but I must be off. Have a nice life.
What rot! Tools are a woodworker's lifeblood! He'd never sell them! I bet he's got them stashed somewhere!
Then we follow him.
Notice to all citizens that the mill on Bridge has been declared unsafe and should be obviated from your itineraries until such time as repairs are completed.
For the widest assortment of dry goods, feed, and other staples, call upon the good folk of Longlands off Carter's Lane. If snow has you very many places to be, Sean Malloy and his boys can set you free. For all types of good, strong help, call on Big Sean. Mechanical forging of all dimensions and specifications. Price of meat now represented in America by Magnus.
Well, that's something at least. Thank you. I still can't believe he sold my shop. I'll see you back at the homestead.
Hmm, 完全同步。哇，好奇葩！算了。
Mein Herr would like...
Captain's on a warpath for that deserter. What's his name? Big Man or some such thing?
Big Dave. Did in a whole unit escaping, they say. Dave's in for a rough ride, seems to me.
Easy for them and their cozy nonsense.
啊，碰到嘴了。
You must be him. I've been waiting too long. I know who the traitors are, and they're bringing lists of the Patriot leaders around here to the Redcoats right now. Find a way to swap this fake list with the real ones, and the rebellion can fight on.
You have my everlasting gratitude, sir.
Should you catch chill this winter, tarry not, but call Dr. Horatio Smeg, renowned specialist in the treatment of all phlegmatic complaints. For cheerful diversion at all times of year, subtract the The Silver Fox offers all travelers the finest.
更远。
Need something if I am not having it.
Not the same.
You have my everlasting gratitude, sir.
I'll not be a hot spot to these tyrants.
Old fellow, show some restraint.
I'll pretend that didn't happen for now. Father Patrick asks all able-bodied men to give an hour of their labor this Saturday, as the schoolhouse is in need of much restoration.
Aye, trade. Bring it to them! Give them a right tickling.
Good stout drugs and patterns for our equine friends. Simons of Hampton Street, caring for your livestock through the work.
I'll not be a hot spot to these tyrants.
Where our liberty?
When will your boss be here next?
A few days. Let me go, I beg you!
Thank you.
Oh, no. Not you! and subsequent punishment!
A heap lies upon this. We're no better than slaves. Old hatchet fit?
I've got trouble here! Help!
father's so sick he can't walk. He's got the pox. Can you carry him to the doctor's place?
The sickness just exploded out of nowhere. I hope for my boy's sake that I survive it.
How did you get it?
Oh, don't know. Haven't talked to anybody with it.
At least you're no beast like most of these people. Anybody who's immune has already fled. Cowards.
And who are you?
Jamie Colley. You need to keep doing what you're doing. Nobody else is. If we both get after it, we might be able to quell this monster of a disease.
I will do what I can.
I'll be lending a hand to these doctors. Find me once you think you've done enough, and maybe we can do more.
哦，是领区了吗？应该是。
Is there a reason you're acting the blind cuddy?
Get out of here, you bag of fleas! Get! Shoot! 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 My gratitude, mister. Those dogs got the fever, I reckon. That was good of you. The pox have got everything around here out of sorts. Good on you. The sickness is rampant round here.
这个北边的解放路很特殊。看着啊，看我。
Your life's at an end.
You're not going anywhere.
Who commands you?
Never met the man. Don't even know his name. Cagey as they come. Paranoid and suspicious of everyone and everything. Please, don't kill me.
You've a bloody nerve. Be careful.
You the one they sent? Where you been? Anyway, I know who the traitors are. They've got lists of all the Patriot leaders in the area. If they hand them over to the Redcoats, the rebellion is finished in this part of the city. You need to find a way to switch these fake ones for the real thing.
That damn George sends fair speech in your fair terms.
We'll fight for it.
No more silence. No more tolerance. We must resist the oppressors.
这种是怎样？有屁眼呢？
So bad, so long as you're friends with the right people.
I must
well
flee!
Done. Oh, you saw them.
You must be him. I've been waiting too long. I know who the traitors are, and they're bringing lists of the Patriot leaders around here to the Redcoats right now. Find a way to swap this fake list with the real ones, and the rebellion can fight on.
Asked to attend! the new winter line at Miss Bracknell's. Fleeces and overcoats. Gowns both stylish and warm. Winter? Ah! Miss B's got you covered. The Mercury, proudly serving New York since 1752.
Như là lengua.
It'll be my last tour for a while. Bloody aristocrats ruining our lives. Down with corruption and tyranny.
You must be him. I've been waiting too long. I know who the traitors are.
Daintiest sleeve ruffles this side of Paris. Step into Miss Gatehead's car.
You must be him. I've been waiting too long. I know who the traitors are. And they're bringing lists of the Patriot leaders around here to the Redcoats right now. Find a way to swap this fake list with the real ones. And the rebellion can fight on.
And most seamless barrels in America. Call upon John Cooper for 7 generations. Coopers, the men you can trust. Madam Gilbert's beaver mask. The one item every tax fund is silent.
做屁眼是不是？为了往后看。
Would you look at that? Captain will be happy about this. Here's a few pounds for your trouble.
可被这刺客龙搞到我疯掉了。
You must be him. I've been waiting too long. I know who the traitors are, and they're bringing lists of the Patriot leaders around here to the Redcoats right now. Find a way to swap this fake list with the real ones, and the rebellion can fight on.
Handmade Indian snowshoes, now restocked at Sylvester's General Store, Montgomery. Come and get yours while supplies last. For the amateur sailor or fishing enthusiast, Porter's light watercraft have the skiff for you. Come see us, Pier 3 behind Healy's and Sons.
What's this poppycock? Half these people are known loyalists and fervent supporters of the regulars. Deal with this crook, boys.
This misfortune follow me everywhere. Aye, that's right, laddie. Got to get away from here. Double time. Aye, that's right, laddie. Handmade Indian snowshoes, now restocked.
You the one they sent? Where you been? Anyway, I know who the traitors are. They've got lists of all the Patriot leaders in the area. If they hand them over to the Redcoats, the rebellion is finished in this part of the city. You need to find a way to switch these fake ones for the real thing.
What's this poppycock? Half these people are known loyalists and fervent supporters of the regulars. Deal with this crook, boys.
麻烦的东西。这东西。
To a decadent empire.
They cannot make us all submit. Night of day.
Oppressors must be made to heel. Get out of the way!
Villainous rogues! Hey, be careful! They think our wits are out now. Corruption and
Ah. 受不了了，活了好久了。
We were just discussing the result of your work. It seems these military men are after you.
I have caught their attention.
It does make our goals harder to achieve. The man we're after has gone into hiding, protected by his soldiers.
We fight our way in then.
Not possible, even for a man of your abilities. But I have another, less conventional idea. You will be our prisoner, and we shall present you for the bounty.
What you say? Yeah, I thought you came here.
You have my everlasting gratitude, sir.
People, bear witness to what happens to rebels in my part of New York. These men defied the curfew, set in place for your safety. They assaulted His Majesty's soldiers and conspired against the authority of the military. Such blatant disregard for the protocol, designed to protect the citizens of New York, will be punished by death. We seek not to control you, to oppress you. We seek only to ensure your safety in the face of conflict and aggression. The civilians of New York must be protected at all costs.
That him
No
doesn't
matter
look like
their
much.
allegiance.
Doesn't matter now, does it? The commander will have his way with him.
Men
I wish I could be there to see.
jeopardize your well-being. I will not tolerate it. Form up!
Look at that! They got the lout! Well done, mate! You're gonna get what's coming to you, half-breed.
That man, he thought what he was doing was right.
He did, as do his brothers.
Who was he really?
There are powerful organizations who seek control, nothing more. This man belonged to one.
It does not surprise me. I don't know who you are, but if you should need my help, I am happy to give it.
Get out of the way! Now! Clear a path!
I'll not be a catch spot to these tyrants.